All right. Hello, Lori. I can give you stars, Lori. Should I give you stars? I don't know what stars is. Well, I'm giving you one. Give stars. Oh, I can get stars too. Oh, good grief. I don't know what this is. I can't do stars. That needs to go away. You're in Tennessee. Oh, cool. All right. Well, let's get back to stamping. So, one thing I've learned about watercolor is that it really helps to prep your paper. Now, I suppose for different types of watercoloring effects, you wouldn't want to do this, but I want a little bleed. I am going to stamp. It's like a mixture of stamping and watercoloring that I'm doing tonight. So I'm using our big brush from our water painters is what these are called. And not too wet. You don't want it sopping wet because then things will just run all over the place. So just kind of damp all across because I still want this to look like letters. So this is the lettering from Very Versailles. And there we go. That is enough. Hi, Gina. I'm so glad you were able to catch me. Nice. And thank you. It's nice to be back. It has been a really long time. Really long. All right, so I've got my blue. Now see what that did was it gave some nice little bleed, which I love. I'm looking for that kind of grungy, watercolory look, but I don't want everything to bleed. So now I'm going to come in with this stamp from, let me grab this stamp from Painted Poppies. I think Painted Poppies is retiring. So I'm using cinnamon cider, and of course we know cinnamon cider is retiring. So see what that does when I stamp on there. It gives me a little bit of bleed, but not too much. It's just kind of damp. Come in there. I feel so much better. I do. Yes. It was a long haul. And it wasn't really, and it was never really all that, like, I didn't spend lots and lots of days in bed, but it was just enough to kind of knock me out for a while. All right, so I'm going to be coming in with this big butterfly here. So I know it looks kind of strange, those all poking in like that. And I probably need to add something different so it doesn't look like they're all just kind of pointing down to the center. So I'm going to add a little more down here. That'll be nice for the border. And I'll add a little bit up here too. There we go. Cool. Alrighty. So now I'm going to color in those leaves with Bumblebee. And I'm going to switch paintbrushes here and go with the medium brush. I'm only putting this lid on because I want it to stay. This is probably the wrong lid. There's the big fat lid for the big fat brush. I wanted it to stay moist. So, do you guys like watercolor Is that something you love to do? So I just put a little ink on a block so I could pick it up. Oops, and I forgot to brush my leaves first. Thank goodness my brush was pretty wet. But these here that I brushed with the ink, I'm just going to come back over and make that color a little more intense. Okay, so coming over the leaves with a wet brush, and it doesn't have to be clean because that's one of the beautiful things about watercolors, how your colors blend. Now, there might be real watercolor artists out there watching me and thinking, oh my gosh, she's got a horrible technique. That's because I'm not really an artist. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm not a watercolor artist. I would love to learn. I have a friend who does watercolors. Maybe I can convince her to teach me. Some real, like, grown-up techniques. Thanks, Gina. It's gonna take a lot of layering, but one of my favorite things to do is to create really unique backgrounds. I like to do it with stamping. I like to do it with paper layering. And so I've been, in my downtime that I've had in the last few months, I've spent a lot of time watching different YouTubers on junk journals. And because I thought, you know, if I could get into that, it would probably be really useful because I just have tons and tons and tons and tons of paper. So I'm learning some interesting things about, you know, creating these kind of collage-y layered backgrounds. So if you are inspired by this and want to try your own background, water coloring and stamping, I'd love to see what you do. And my group is called Rosie Scrapper Stampers. If you're watching this on, I'm just going to need to get another stamp out. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, then you can just go to my page and click on the link to their group. Should be at the top of the page. All right, so now what I'm going to do is add some blobs of blue. So this is going to be a little more random. And I could have done this to start with, and I probably should have, but I wanted to get right in with the stamping. So if you noticed, I just got that area that I wanted the blue to be in. I just got it wet with my water painter and then come into the water and just kind of dab it around. And it'll kind of spread around depending on how much water you have there. I'm just kind of doing a little twisty with my brush into the lettering that's over here, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. I don't really want a lot of white showing when I'm finished. So now I'm going to come in with some more of the cinnamon cider. Oh, Gina, have you already started? Are you already doing some junk journals? I have not I did just the other day put together a glue book, and I've started a glue book. If you remind me later when I'm finished with this. Oops, I forgot to put water down, didn't I? Or maybe I did put water down there. And but I've done some collaging and just made like some labels, and I've used some oops, I don't want that much paint on there because I want to do some watering. Just making some collage like they're calling them master boards, and so I've made some of those because you can just use up a lot of paper doing those. So I want it to kind of run into the other. I think I'm going to need a little more blue up in this corner. This is looking kind of fallish, isn't it? Which is kind of weird because we are, ooh, are we into spring here? Oh my goodness. The Palo Verdes, Lori. I don't know if you've ever seen the Palo Verdes when they're in bloom here, but oh my goodness. They're really beautiful, but they are super bad for allergies. So we've all been kind of suffering. It's just kind of messy, isn't it? Messy and fun. All right, I think I need some splatters. And it needs something else too, but I haven't really decided what. The butterfly will make a difference, but I feel like I need to stamp something else on here. Like maybe little tiny flowers or something. So I'm going to splatter with marker because I never have very good luck splattering with my water painters. So I think I'll come in with the cinnamon cider. Yeah, see, Gina, I totally get that. I need to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this a little better, don't I? Is just, there's so much of the supplies that we already have as stampers that work so well. So I've just kind of been playing with different techniques, and there's all these. There's designers who have great ideas for using up all your 6x6 pads, and I have a stack that's like this tall of 6x6 papers, and I know there's probably who are worse off than I am with batches of paper. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do the edge, so let's come back in here. I don't want to leave that off just because I packed up. But I want to do some more painting on the edge. And I'm not going to get this wet because I do want it to be kind of dark. And look kind of purposeful. But our ocotillo are blooming. Our hesperella are blooming. The saguaros are getting little buds on them, so they're going to start blooming. I noticed today on the way to church that the ironwoods are going to start blooming. Those are a really beautiful purpley grayish. Oh, that makes a difference, doesn't it? That additional outlining there. I like that. Well, I think somebody who wants to try this should try this in springy, summery colors for me. Because this, I can't believe how fallish it looks. Why am I surprised? I don't know. I suppose I'm not really. It's really dry right here, and I'm trying to get the water to come out of the brush, and it just doesn't want to come. So I'm going to have a nifty brown spludgy thing here in the corner, but that's okay. I like it. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay. So that needs to dry, and now I need to, oh, I was too quick to put everything away, wasn't I? Now I need to come in with my butterfly. So here's my butterfly. And I am going to put this on top, and I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to use the stitch stamps to do some stitching around the edge when this is dry, because I don't want those to look like they have been watercolored. I want them to look like real stitches. And so I'm going to just kind of paint, kind of where I think I'm going to be able to see through the different colors here. So I'm going to start with the cinnamon cider, and that's going to go up here. And then down here I'm going to go with a little bit of Old Olive. And then a little bit of Old Olive right up in here. And the rest in Misty Moonlight. Cute, Gina. Oh, Lori, you probably heard Sean. He's in the living room, and the doors are all open. So you probably heard him laughing at the TV. Which I don't know what's funny about golf, but... So you notice that I'm not getting the butterfly wet before I paint it, and that is because I want a darker, deeper color. Ooh, look at the way that's bleeding. That looks cool, doesn't it? Can you see that? Thank you, Gina. I'm not getting that bleeding right there. So I'm going to come in with some water on the green side and see if I can encourage some bleeding. Not that it will even show, I just like it. Oh yeah, that's sort of working, isn't it? All right. I'm going to come through with some gray now. Basic gray. So I'm just going to put some of that on my and the reason why I'm doing this is because this butterfly that I die cut with the dies that coordinate with the Butterfly Brilliance, and I'll have all of the supplies listed on my blog and in the description of this video later, but this this die cut is larger than this die cut, so I was kind of thinking I should go around the edges with the gray. Although it might be overkill with the details, I don't know. Need more water there. Is there such a thing as overkill with the details? I guess it just kind of depends on the look you're going for, huh? Now you, Lori, I know you would say no, there's no such thing as overkill with the details, would you? I need more paint. Yeah, I told Jeremy he needs to try quercetin. I don't know if he has yet. But he doesn't always listen to me, Lori. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm painting the body. He doesn't really need me to paint him, but I am. Will it show? Will that painting show? Probably what I need it to do is bleed more. And now I'm messing it up. Quit. Quit. So I got some gray in there that I don't think I really want. So I think I can come in with a wet brush and kind of get rid of it, and then I'll come in with some more cinnamon cider on top. So the quercetin stuff is something I took after I had my pneumonia, and I think it really helped me get over it faster. And my dad, who's had like this 3-year cough, I started giving quercetin to him also, and his cough is all but gone. Okay. So that's what that's going to look like. Cool, huh? From, ew, what is that? What is that blobby mess? To, okay, it looks really cool. I like it. All right. Let's see, how are we doing on dryness here? I think it feels pretty dry. Good. I'm going to grab some Memento and my Stitchery. And I think I'll go with this one. And I think I'll zoom you guys back out. By the way, if there's anybody watching who is already a customer of mine and you want to place an order before the end of April, I would invite you to use this host code, which again I will put on my blog. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I just realized I had my microphone there, but I didn't put it on me. And now I don't. I'm assuming you can hear me because, you know, we've been conversing. But my microphone is hanging like right there, and I didn't put it on my shirt. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. This is hard to see. So definitely, I think, unless you're going to start sewing in your junk journal, Gina, you need this stamp if you don't already have it. This Stitchery stamp set. It is so cool. Really love it. All right. I need a card base. This is crumb cake. And I think this needs a little bit of a border. So I'm going to see about using cinnamon cider. Oh, that's good. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know, Gina. Oops, that one won't work. Well, let me ask you this. Did you hear me dipping my water in the water jar like better than my voice? Because the microphone is right next to the water jar. I wonder if I should use black. Sorry guys, this is the part I didn't completely plan. Yeah, I think black. Don't you think black? I think black. Okay, I think that this was 3 3/4. So this needs to be 3 7/8 inches. And then I believe this one was 5. Yeah. So this needs to be 5 1/8 inches. That will be good. Okay, find some glue here. You hear the water sounds. I think you heard the water sound so good because it's right next to the microphone. But that's good, you're hearing my voice. because I don't really like wearing it anyway. I feel like when I do wear it, I can just hear me breathing the whole time. And hopefully that part is gone with it not being on my shirt. Do you like this? I really like it. I think it looks really cool. And that stitchery stamp along the edge. Oh, it is so much fun. Okay, I think I'm going to build this up before I adhere it. And I am going to use some of this fun stuff. What is this called? Metallic mesh ribbon. Oh, and I want to get my butterfly glued up here. I'm going to start with just the body, and then I'll see if I want to glue down any more of him. I think we'll probably just stick with just the body. Okay, so I was kind of pulling this apart to give it a little more oomph. And then right below where I want the butterfly, I'm going to add some of the Stampin' Seal Plus. Oh my goodness, I hate when I do that. Oh, I'm doing it again. It seems to be all twisted, so I'm going to have to do some surgery on that. Okay. So let's try just the regular Stampin' Seal. Yeah, this is really super fun ribbon. Okay, let's try that. Better. Yes, that glue did go down. Okay. Kind of a lot of it, but hey, we can do that when we want, right? Okay, so maybe I'll just glue it. Big old blob of glue. And I'll just hold it there for a sec. And that way it can sink through the ribbon. You know, it's because this particular paper is, oh golly, that came up. This particular paper is so like porous, and this was the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, by the way. So I'm just still holding that butterfly in place. I'm going to get some glue on the back of this, and I will continue to hold it. And then we probably should have some bling, right? So going for a lot of glue because watercolor paper is pretty heavy, and then I have that extra layer there, and the butterfly, which is 2 layers. So I want to make sure that this Top layer is holding on for dear life. Try the blue, the blue, the blue for underneath my, I'm sorry, Lori, I didn't see this. That I keep having this mean message that is popping up, and that makes me not see your comments. I love it. Isn't it fun? Oh. Crafting is just so much fun. All right. So I need an inside, and you could add a greeting to this. I was kind of thinking maybe a greeting that I just cut apart and put like the words, you know, kind of coming off the butterfly. I know I need some thank you cards, so I'm gonna see. Well, that's kind of cool. My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. Let's celebrate everything. Hello there. Hello there's kind of cool for like all the time, right? Well, I don't really know what I'm going to do with the greeting, but I suppose when I take pictures and load those up onto my blog, you may see a greeting there. But I want to I just want to see what this looks like. I don't know that I'll use it. This is from Eden's Garden. Oh, that's right. And I still need to do some bling. So I have a piece of Very Vanilla right here. And Memento. Let's see how straight this stamps. Not very straight. Actually, it doesn't really matter because my plan was to cut it out anyway. I want a little more room. Hi, Dolores. Thank you. I'm so glad you were able to join us. It is always so much more fun to do crafting videos when people are with you. So this may not be what I do in the end, but this was my idea for what I thought would look good. And especially since I've been so like into my collage-y stuff lately. And we could even put that over there. There, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'll play with it, and I need to find the right greeting. And I think that does it. No, it really doesn't. I really need to put I need to do an insert and an envelope, because if I do the insert and the envelope now, then I am more likely to send this right away. So I think that the insert and the envelope, oh, I just lost my water painter. Let's do a little cinnamon cider. Leaves. And then I'm going to also do the words, the lettering. Stamp from Very Versailles. I don't think I put that one away. And it never even made it actually onto a block. Oops, wrong way. Okay. So there's my inside. Here's my envelope. And let's get this glued up inside. Oops, my little words went flying everywhere. That saying, "Let's celebrate everything," is kind of a cool little saying, isn't it? Don't you think that we need to color in those leaves? I think we do. So I'm going to grab this is dark daffodil, and I know that the color is not quite the same, but it'll add a little more life. This tip is messed up. Eee. It's so messed up, it's going to look like watercolor on here. That looks better, doesn't it? And I think because this tip is messed up, it's making the color come out darker. I don't remember the dark daffodil being this dark, but it's probably closer to that bumblebee color as a result. Thank you, Gina, for sharing. Always appreciate thumbs ups and there we go. Finished. Ta-da. Thanks, you guys. Hope to see you real soon. Oh, I wasn't even over an hour. That was pretty good for me. Bye, guys.